I've hit two major milestones regarding speaking up for yourself. The first one was 3 years ago with my dad. So what's good to know is that I used to be very scared of my dad. I would have lots of respect for him, but it was fear-based. So I don't know if that's very healthy, but anyway, that's how it was. So I would never say anything to my dad. And recently, what's recently? I mean, that was 3 years ago. But 3 years ago, we had this moment where he came back to Europe, and I was like, okay, this is the moment where I can finally tell him everything that's been weighing me down all those years, everything that's on my heart. I'm just gonna pour it out. And I did. And I was looking at him in the eyes, so it felt amazing. And at some point he wanted to stand up, and I was like, no, you sit down, you stay, I am not done yet. And I was like, wow, okay, girl. I was so impressed. I was like, I'm not done speaking, you're gonna listen till the end. And it felt so amazing. It literally felt like a rite of passage, as if I was going from a kid to an adult. And I was amazed by myself. I didn't know I had that in me. I was like, oh, girl, who are you? And I loved it. It felt so empowering. It was so good. And then the other milestone was very recent, this time very recent. It was like, I think a week ago. My boss sent me a text on a Saturday, and it was regarding some like small like mistakes, let's say it that way, that happened at work. And he said that if that happens again, he's gonna remove it from my wage. And at first, when I get that text, because of course it's like a threat to remove it from my salary, at first I was feeling a bit stressed out about it. I was feeling a bit, I don't know, a bit anxious, a bit nervous. I was uncomfortable. I was like, I don't like this. But I didn't say anything because I didn't know what to say. Because I think if I would have answered that in that moment, it would have been like an emotional response, like, because I was a bit triggered. So I was like, probably not a good idea to say anything now. So it's best to stay silent. But then the next day, I was very grounded, calm. I had loads of clarity. And then I was like, wait a minute, we're in Germany. We have workers' rights. So I looked it up. I was like, is this even legal? Is he even allowed to do that? Like, the law is protecting the workers. So maybe that's not okay. And it wasn't okay. I looked it up. It is not legal. So basically, I just answered by claiming my rights. I said, look, this is how it works here. This is what the law says. And he didn't appreciate my answer, of course. He didn't say anything at first. But then when I came in for my next shift, he was like, I need to talk to you. He was like, I didn't appreciate your answer. You're fired. I was like, oh, okay. Interesting. But then still, like, face to face, before he fired me, we had a talk. And even face to face, I wasn't looking down. I was looking at him. And I was like, just, speaking up for myself, explaining how it is, how it works, how it legally works. And also kind of like explaining how this doesn't create like a positive, productive work environment. And that it's, and that I think it also shows how we have like very different values. And I'm like, I didn't say it that way, but I was thinking, I don't think I can work for someone who has this type of values, because I'm very strong on values. I think those are so important. It says so much about a company, a person. So yeah, basically we have very different values. And anyway, I got fired, and it felt amazing. It felt so good, because literally the reason I got fired for is because I stood up for myself. And that felt so good. I was I can't explain. I was so amazed by myself and I felt so much love for myself. Afterwards, literally, I was like, oh my God, I love you, Anna. You are amazing. That was so good. Even face to face, you kept it professional, you were grounded, you had clear ideas, you know. That was so, so good. Oh my goodness, it felt so good. I didn't shrink, I stayed big and tall. It was amazing. Yeah, I was like so proud. And that is such a beautiful feeling. Yeah, because it's also something different to like stand up for yourself in front of a stranger, especially if he's like higher up in the like hierarchy than you. But it still feels so good. It still feels so good to not betray yourself, be true to yourself, and defend yourself. Because who is gonna do it for you otherwise? So like this is maybe an invitation to try it out yourself. If you're the type to keep your mouth shut and looking down, maybe speak up. Look up and speak up and see how it feels. Stay true to yourself.